Is it working? Okay, hi guys! Welcome back to some more Gwent. It's pretty fancy being at this rank 17. I would love to make up one more rank because then I'll finally get for the first time ever at the master rank, and it's quite a substantial reward. But anyway, that's not about what this episode is. I'm not gonna like go and play freaking ranked mode. This episode will present you yet another deck, another Scoia'tael deck to be more precise. It's not the Swordmaster buff deck. I did make another spell deck without Farseer, which is also pretty interesting, but no, the deck that I want to play is a little bit more thematic, and it's called Drunken Dwarves, and it's also not that good, by the way. Just as a very quick reminder, this deck is, you know, not really top tier in any way, shape, or form. But you know, I always wanted to make like a dwarf deck. You know, that's the idea of it, a deck that revolves around dwarfs and dwarf synergy. And this was the best that I could find. It mostly revolves around the Mahakam Marauder, which is a unit that can is like boosted by 2 whenever it's damaged, strengthened, weakened, or boosted. So you know, it's more resilient to damage in one way, and in the other way you have all these other like buffs that you can use it on. You know, Barclay Elves can pull it out, Mahakam Ale and Full Moon Potions, which can be pulled out by Elven Mercenaries and reused by Sage. You obviously have Ale of the Ancestors, which can continually you know, buff units on a board, on a row, I meant. This one is very interesting. It's a new legendary that has been introduced with the last season. It's like, you know, it's like a row effect, kind of like the weather effects. And in that way, it works like, so if there's weather effect on that row, you can use Ale of the Ancestors to cancel it, kind of like a you know, one row clear the skies, but at the same time the enemy can use a weather effect over it and it will cancel the boom that you use over here. So yeah, it's a little bit not very good. Obviously Zoltan Animal Trainer, you can get the parrot with the buffs. If you have 4 bodies, it's a lot of value. So Synthesis, pretty solid, you know, legendary, even if it's basic. Dennis Cranmer to buff all your dwarves. It's usually better to use it at the end when you have a full board, especially of Mahakam Marauder, and obviously the idea is to use Dwarven Agitators to make copies of them and not actually play them by hand. And you can use Operator to make more copies of Dwarven Agitators, and yeah, you can also use this to get like, you know, some carryover if you want, Royal Degree, and that's mostly how this deck revolves around. I did manage to get a few wins with it, but compared to like the other decks that I've played, like the Consume deck or the Swordmaster buff deck that I've been playing quite extensively recently and become quite proficient at it, is not that strong. That's all that I'm trying to say. You can also see a bunch of other decks over here that I may or may not showcase at some point. Problem is that, you know, at this point I have most of the silvers and most of the commons and rares in the game. You know, I'm only missing a few here and there, but I could craft them if I really want them. But I'm missing the important legendaries, you know. And, you know, not having like 2 legendaries for a deck makes such a huge difference. Even if you have every single other card, if you miss just 2 legendaries, you know, it's a lot harder to use that particular deck, like Coral for the
Any last
that deck.
Scalier.
Or there's another legendary here, or you know, a few others. Right. Let's see. Wow, this just garbage. You don't want these in order to draw them with Elven Mercenary, and you also don't want Roach in order to you probably don't want Barclay Elves either. You could grab him with your hero instead. I mean leader. I will be using the words interchangeably at this point. You already know what they mean.
You blind, greedy fool.
Now this is good because we are playing against a class that can't do anything with the Dwarven Agitators. So there's absolutely no problem in giving one to him. The bigger problem is that we don't have any legendary in our hand. And obviously it's gonna start raining, and by raining I mean snowing, and by snowing I mean the effect. Oh, by the way, the Marauder is the only minion unit, I think they're called units. Yeah, is the only unit, the only dwarf bronze unit except for the Dwarven Agitator, so you are guaranteed that the Dwarven Agitator will always draw the Marauder. Technically they should be pretty good in inside like weather effects, and that's because they deal damage, but the damage is cancelled out. So I'm gonna start pushing them on multiple rows. This is usually not a very good idea considering the kind of deck that we're up against. You want to like row stack, but you know, I'm gonna go and say, you know, screw you and your row stacks, I'm doing whatever the hell I want. Just a plain old regular orange juice that I drank over there, in case you're curious. Alright, interesting. I guess that's one way you can do it, but all the damage that it deals will be reduced.
The storm is coming. Let's enjoy the weather while we still can.
You also want to target, I mean, to position your Marauders in such ways as to like increase the odds that the ale and the full moon potions hit them. So you don't want to have more than 6 you know, minions on board, and if you have them you want as many of them to be Marauders.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
That's a very weak pull, but that's as expected.
I must re-examine the manuscripts.
And obviously we can reuse them, and we have a pretty huge difference. And yeah, basically the frost effect is cancelled out by this Marauder over here.
Death comes for you.
I think we can just say go over here. I'm thinking about like, is there any card he can play that can generate 14 points? And I mean, if you think about it, there are, so probably should continue playing, but I think we're just gonna go for it. Oh my god, what's going on Skype? Oh, okay, nothing too relevant. Alright, yeah, probably only like combined with the leader can he bring something out. Thinking maybe the ship, what's called the Wildhound Longship. That can work well
There
too.
is no escape.
No, it's not enough, because it cancelled the frost effect, so he has a choice of either going 1 card down and not just 1 card down, he's gonna go 2 cards down because he used the leader
Resistance is futile.
and win the round or go for a draw. So I'd say that's a pretty good result. Now he could have the whatever is called the beast that draws him a card, but that's fine. Okay, Royal Degree is good to see. That's fine too. I think I'm gonna shuffle Barclay Elves into the deck so I can pull it with Boover Hog. I think it's a more powerful temple play, that's all I'm saying. Okay, well, guess I'm gonna play Yarpen.
Whoa, those gunners are in for a world of hurt.
Loving the sound effects, I mean, the way they talk. By the way, the deck that I found, where I found this deck, the way it's called Drunken BAHOOKIES. You know, I just thought that was really funny. Okay, this looks pretty solid. And we kept that on the board, so that's very good.
Ever had your kneecaps broken?
It will keep on growing for each dwarf ally. Have to manually play that, which is pretty bad for him at least.
Have strength, my love.
That will boost us up pretty nicely there. I'm thinking about playing this so I can get that out in order to have a target for Hattori. Alright. Well, he can indeed do that, and it's a little bit annoying. That's not much that we can do at this point.
We've hammered enough. Let's get to work.
Sure.
Got a hearty hankering for
And
Gwent.
it buffs it, and I mean it strengthens it, and the strengthen also makes it boost itself. So you know, all the good stuff. Next turn we can play Animal Tamer on this row if it doesn't kill anything. Sure. It's even better. Lost that, that's fine.
Double chase.
Got that out of the deck as well.
Me. Crackers.
Crackers! Look at this point difference, by the way, it's fucking huge. I mean,
We're all dressed up just for you.
oh, he had the crone witches, but only 2 of them. I guess he drew the other one. That's very bad for him. I almost feel sorry, except I don't really actually. Let's go for this.
Elven Blarney. Right! Come on! Who's back?
And this will basically nullify the effect of frost on this row. And then I'll probably go for Hattori to get Barclay Elves and get something else. I still have Ale of the Ancestor, which can cover one of the frosts on one of the rows. Probably gonna use it on this one.
I'd suck every last drop out of you.
Alright. Let's do that now, I think it's fine. I mean, obviously he can cancel it with another frost effect, but at this point, I mean, we have such a gigantic advantage that I don't think he can come back. I mean, he really beat the bullet over here because he drew a biting frost and he drew 2 of the crone witches together. He has all 3 of them animated though, so that's quite something. Even this anime, I mean, it's a guy who really invested in his monster deck. It's kind of sad to see him lose this decisively against a deck that is really not that performant. It's a solid deck, but it's not a tier 1 deck. That's the message that I'm trying to say here. Anyway, yeah, he can do that and move another one on this row. And it will damage them, but this one will not suffer as much. So it is annoying when it buffs everything except the Marauder, but sure, it's not like I care.
Don't leave me here!
Alright, this and
Get the move on, lads. Look alive.
this also keeps growing with each dwarf that we play, if it's not broken enough already. I mean, I don't know what he's expecting to do here. And as I mentioned, we also have Dennis Cranmer, which is recommended
Come on! Who's back?
that you play at the end in order to buff the Marauders and then themselves getting boosted by the buff instead of going the other way.
I shall savor your death.
Oh, that's a little bit annoying. He will be able to capture one of my strongest units with the Succubus, which will probably be this Marauder, but I don't think even with that, if that's enough.
Ah, I can't be asked.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So yeah, he'll be able to take 21 points from my side, while I will lose 2 more points. I mean, what can he even get here that's that strong? Barclays doesn't do anything. You can get them Marauder.
Who's fast?
I'm not sure, maybe the Alchemist could have grabbed that. Yeah, this will trigger, getting that, but even with that, which is a huge swing, it's not enough. Very rarely do you see this, the Succubus getting this much value. Oh my god. If I rank up with this deck, I don't know, I'm gonna lose my mind over here. I just, you know, I played this deck before and I could barely get anything with it. That's why I'm amazed that I won so decisively. I guess the basic reason why I won is because it didn't expect it that turn to end up in a draw.
Sit at my table and let's drink.
Oh boy, look at this.
Nothing like a
fucking
dwarf to get you to a tight
master.
spot.
It's like 2 ranks above me. And he has animated things, and my goodness, is this a difference. Okay, well that's shit. That's something, and I guess I'll throw that. I can throw another one. I don't really like the fact that I drew the Marauders. You want to keep them, you know, in your deck.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
Kind of like the idea of keep it in your pants, you know. Keep your Marauders in your deck. It's pretty funny.
Sit at my table and let's
Of course,
drink.
it goes for the leader. We'll now see if it's a veteran deck or if it's a discard deck. So far, seems like a pretty solid discard deck, and that's very huge tempo swing for a first turn, but that's what you can expect from a leader, I suppose. And this one. Don't forget. The biggest problem is
Seen it all already.
oh, it's
And then some.
veteran. Interesting. What was I about to say? Yeah, the biggest problem with this is that he has coral, which he can use, and it will just nullify all the buffs over here.
Ted Dayret is nigh.
Can use just coral and turn this into an artifact, and then all my work just went to like the pooper basically. This draw is really not too fantastic.
Nothing like some overseas plundering in springtime.
And I can't play Barclay Elves because I would risk drawing the last Marauder, which will make the Dwarven Agitators useless. Well, not entirely, because I can shuffle them back into the deck, but yeah, that's the basic idea of it.
The storm is coming. Let's enjoy the weather while we still can.
Well, I'm hitting all the things on this one, and it's getting pretty huge. If it doesn't have coral, I think I'm gonna win this round. Well, that's not very nice. But I can completely cancel out the damage by playing a Marauder here.
Got a hearty
Well, not
hankering
completely,
for
but from the 4 damage that I would normally take, I will only take 2, and I think that's a pretty huge difference.
And the end.
Yeah, that's painful. That is really painful. And the only way I can get back up is if I use the leader. And I don't know. I would like to maintain card advantage if possible, so I don't know what to say. Try and use these. I basically need to like maintain myself up 2 cards from him, and I don't think that's possible.
Not a moment's peace.
Okay. Well, it's not the best one I've ever seen. The best Grammys, that is to say. Maybe if it doesn't have anything, I could do something over here. Or you might just pass and, you know, go for like card advantage, but I don't see why you would do that. No, hey, I mean, sure. Works for me. Okay, so the idea here will be to shuffle the Marauder back into the deck. So I have targets. Hopefully I don't draw the other one, but if I do, it's not the end of the world. That's also pretty good if I can get an Agitator instead of this one. I didn't. And I'm not sure what this can get. Choose a bronze unit. I don't have any. I mean, I do have, but it's not that good to make a copy of that thing. Oh boy.
Mahakam wasn't built in a day.
Not the best. Right.
Get the move on, lads. Look alive. Right. Come on. Who's fast?
Okay, well, that's not as
Well,
bad.
what is it?
Ah, shit. He's gonna kill it with that. Damn it. Well, that's pretty annoying. I don't like it. You know, let's just go for the round 3. I mean, he will have to play one more card, and at least we'll go toe to toe on
Martin
cards.
Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
I don't see why you'd want to resurrect that one, even though it's
Let's
more
not
points.
get in the way of me axe.
I guess it dies and it can resurrect it again, but sure. I guess I haven't had as much deck thinning possibilities in this one. Okay. I don't know, man. I mean, fuck. Operator is really good, but without something to work for him. Is this the last Marauder? Do I have any? See, this is also why you should keep in mind what you have in your deck. I think we have one more Marauder though. We should. Oh my god, that's pretty gigantic. What did he discard? Another veteran, huh? I mean, I can make a copy of a Marauder, that's true. He can get one as well, but mine are technically better because I can buff them, hopefully.
A sword to outshine all others.
Mahakam! Whoa, those gunners are in for a waddle the
I
hot.
really got that out of anything. I mean, out of everything. I'm surprised.
Nothing like some overseas plundering in springtime.
Surprised, but not in the good way. That's the problem. It's just so garbage. Okay, that will go there. This will go for the ale. Zoltan Animal Tamer does have more value, but I had needed to make the. Oh my god, has Resurrect too?
So be it.
It's gonna use Burn Up Brand to cancel this. Dude, this is fucking busted.
Welcome, chosen one.
Alright, you know what? Get the Marauder. See how much fun you can have with that.
Who's fast?
Got a hearty hankering for Gwent.
Now I have only one shot at this.
The goddess protect you from all evil.
Okay.
Have you nothing better to do?
And then get Blood Cutting Roar. So much points though. Okay.
Got a hearty hankering for Gwent.
And then we have the Elven Mercenary and finally the Synthesis. My goodness.
Everything all right?
I don't have any. Oh, fuck. I'm just. Okay. It's alright. I thought I had at least one more full moon potion left. Oh, that was just terrible, man. Oh, it's just painful to lose like that. But yeah. I guess I should target cleaning out my deck of trash a little bit more aggressively. You know, to get out cards like Roach, playing Barclay Elves, playing the potions maybe, but yeah, it's I think the deck is not that consistent with its draws as other decks, and I think that's why it's not a tier 1 deck. It's much harder to get a consistent draw with this one than with the other ones.
You shall die, world.
Okay, Eredin again.
We've havered enough. Let's get to work.
That's pretty frustrating to keep playing it against Eredin, but what can you do, I guess? Let's throw away what this. Have two of the legendaries. Let's throw away this and this again. Okay, well at least I have two Dwarven Agitators. That's better than what I usually get. And again, in this kind of match, the Ale of the Ancestor, you have to be very careful with how you use it, because it can cover one frost row, but it will only work once, and then it can get covered by frost, and then it's over. Well, that seems pretty bad. Here, have fun.
Got a hearty hankering for Gwent.
It's pretty funny when that happens. But yeah, basically without some strong stuff, that thing will not do anything.
Elven blarney.
Okay, we have all of them in position. That means that the Ale will hit pretty heavily from the Elven Mercenary. I hope I get an Ale. Well, it's less than ideal, but it's still fine.
Ever had your kneecaps broken?
Have strength, my love.
Yeah, boy. I'd have loved if he hit this one, just to keep him alive. But I guess it's fine. We are really pushing up the points here. And I guess I could use the Ale now.
As dead as a creaser.
We know the mysteries of time and space, all of them.
Oh Jesus. Okay, well we'll not use it right away.
Pen Ikea. Ted Dayred is nigh.
Ooh, nice one. As long as it doesn't have Scorch. I guess it also depends on where Roach would hit. If Roach could fall on the first row, I think that would be perfect. Royal Decree, Roach falls on the first row, play Ale of the Ancestor and just, you know, run away with it basically. Still have a pretty large point advantage, which he is trying to dwindle, but he's fighting very hard to do so. Could go for the leader and grabbing Barclay Elves and do that
I'm
song
so
and dance.
very afraid.
That's pretty nasty.
Nothing like a dwarf to get you into a tight spot.
I've got to get this stinking mess in order.
Ever had your kneecaps broken? Right! Come on! Who's first?
And we are back in an even point settings. Now it is true that he can just pass and I will have to play one more thing in order to win. so he will get the card advantage. Oh, interesting. Why would he play that in a Eredin Frost deck? Seems unusual. And he ate first light. Okay. Alright, that's where it hits. Guess that's where we put it. Although it would probably be better on the first row in order to remove the effects of the wild hunters. Well, so much for that. Well, you know what? If it's like 3 cards against 4, I think I'm willing to go for another turn over here. To go like, you know, 2 for 1. As long as he doesn't get that card draw thing, we should be pretty good. Alright, let's see what our draws await us. I would really like to grab something that's playable. If it would be so kind to do that. I mean, I could risk Hattori into Barclay Elves to grab Yavin, whatever that one is called. To try and like have carryover, but it's just not very good. I guess I'm gonna have to play this one.
I can't be asked.
Buff whatever I have left in the deck. In terms of dwarves at least. And now we will come to the final conclusion. That's solid, I think. Do I have things in my spells in my deck? No? How is this possible? Ah, this is just so freaking frustrating, dude.
And he is one a good look at the axe!
Oh my god.
A sword to outshine all others. I've got to get this stinking mess in order.
Alright, this looks pretty good. It's true that the operator is pretty much a dead card, and so is Sage. So yeah, probably this deck is gonna go pretty badly. This match, I mean. I just can't understand how it can go this badly. Okay, sure.
Come to Pappy!
Me! Ackers!
Yeah, I do have a pretty large point difference, but it's really not doing much.
Yes, that would fit perfectly.
That doesn't do anything. Operator also doesn't do anything. So my only hope is that the synthesis has enough oomph in it to deal with 3 cards potentially. Seems more and more unlikely as each turn passes.
Welcome, chosen one.
Come on, he has to have some dead cards in there. It's impossible. I drew so much garbage. And he's drawing all the legendaries now. How is this possible? Fucking Imperial Manticore, are you serious? Of course.
I'm so very, very
such bullshit, dude. But once again, as I said, this is why, I guess this pretty much shows you why this deck is really not that impressive. I hope it gave you a pretty clear idea. So yeah, that will have to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you next time on Drunken. Bye bye.